So my presentation today will be on the eternal fire, or in the local Arabic dialect, El Nazar El Izalia. The eternal fire is a pit of fire that has been burning since near biblical times, and it is just natural gas that has seeped up through the ground and has continued to remain burning. In the distance of this photo, you can see military troops, so as you can see, it's still burning today. A little bit of background on the eternal fire. It is believed that it has been burning since biblical times because many people believe it was mentioned in the Bible, in the book of Daniel. In the book of Daniel, King Nebuchadnezzar throws 3 Jews into the fiery furnace for not agreeing to worship his golden idol. Now, this holds some relevance to the area because King Nebuchadnezzar was the king of Babylon, which is close to where the eternal fire is burning today. The eternal fire still holds deep meaning for the locals because the women in the nearby tribes will take unborn babes to the fires and pray that they be born male, because in the area being born a male is obviously a benefit for these women. Some of the technical specs about the eternal fire and the area. The eternal fire's natural gas comes from the Baba Gurgur oil field in the area. And so this is conventional associated natural gas, which means that it is on top of a bed of oil. Another fun fact about the Baba Gurgur oil field is that it was the largest oil field in the known world until the Ghawar field in Saudi Arabia was discovered in the mid-1940s. The location of the Baba Gurgur oil field is in northern Iraq, just north of the city of Kirkuk. So in the early 1920s, about 1927 or so, the Baba Gurgur geyser became a local wonder in the area when the Turkish Petroleum Company started drilling for oil in the area. And they did strike oil on the 15th of October, and they resulted in a geyser of oil, which is 42 meters high. So the oil flow that came out from the Baba Gurgur oil field was uncontrollable at the time and had the resulting geyser that was 42 meters high and started to pollute the local area. The Turkish Petroleum Company realized that they could not immediately shut down this flow, so they started to install precautions so that they could control this oil flow. These precautions were dams that they set up every 1.5 kilometers or so to direct the oil flow to a storage basin that was about 24 kilometers away. They did this so that they could buy their time to set up measures to cap the well and to basically stop the pollution in the area. It took them about 10 days to finally cap the flow, and the way they finally did this was using an aero engine that pushed the cloud of oil away from the well enough so that workers could get through and shut down the emergency shut-off valves. Now, during this time period, there was an interesting story that came about blue gas that would appear in the night sky over the valleys. And this was natural gas that had seeped out of the well and was accumulating in the low places of the earth. Due to this natural gas accumulation, 3 workers actually died because of the poisonous fumes that they inhaled. Throughout this entire 10-day period, about 95,000 barrels poured into the desert. So that's an accumulation of about 950,000 barrels of oil. This led to some serious issues because that's a lot of oil that needed to be cleaned up. They tried to pump the oil away and ship it off, but they were approaching the rainy season, and once the rains came, it would wash all of this oil into the nearby rivers and end up polluting most of Iraq. So they decided in a last-ditch effort that they had to burn off all of this oil so that they would keep Iraq habitable and non-polluted. The completion of the cleanup was Christmas Day, 1927.